Legendary teams, major players, and electrifying tactical action are back in CSGO Regional Major Rankings 2021. From June 27th till July 4th, 10 teams will clash in the thrilling showdown for the prize pool of $100,000 and slots at the PGL Major Stockholm 2021. Who will win more rounds? Who will show the most furious play? And who will claim the major prize? Find out at the CSGO Regional Major Rankings 2021. And don't forget to reload.
You know, Jason, one of the beauties about not forgetting to reload in CSGO is that you don't actually have to buy ammo like you formerly used to.
Yeah, that's a good point. The kids don't know about that these days. Having to do the quick math, buy the magazines, the extra ones.
Well, it made certain guns viable too, right? Because like MP5 ran there was 9mm, there was 5.5, like there was bullet similarities. They actually had that back then.
You could buy Glock bullets and get the MP5 bullets as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, those were the days, man. Those were the days. We're not in those days anymore, but we do have the standings for you guys just tuning in to get updated on what's happening in these groups. Group A is kind of playing out as we'd expect. Gambit and Navi at the top of it. forZe right there in third place, tied with Namiga. Akuma has not managed to win a map yet in this tournament after such a stellar run in the previous.
Take that back. They've won one right now because it's one.
That's right.
Them and
Yeah.
So
okay.
yes,
they've won a map.
But that's not updated on the graphic yet. So sorry, I don't mean to be rude.
No, it's all good. That series is still going on, so we'll see if they can actually win the series as well. We're going to have Navi versus forZe next also. Group B, you can see over there, we just finished watching Team Spirit absolutely trounce 100 ping gods. That pushes them down the standings just a little bit. K23 is going to be in the second place over in Group B. Virtus Pro is probably the surprising factor of that group, all the way down to the bottom in fifth place at the moment.
Yeah, that's not at all where you would have expected to see them. Given that they're climbing the HLTV ratings and they've been a team that's had decent runs.
Yeah,
we've seen them
have great runs.
You go back to the last major in Berlin, and they had a decent run. Different organization at the time, obviously, but still, I mean, super impressive. And there's some talent on that team. So yeah, that's a bit surprising that they're struggling this badly. For them not to make it through to the major would be a disappointment, I think, from their standards. But we look again at our lineup from forZe. We saw these guys yesterday, Jason, you and I, Zordy, Kenzie, Alsmazer, who was quite good yesterday, Jerry, and Flit. And of course, Flit was pretty solid, I think, throughout. But there's some skill here. We know that.
Yeah, it's just they're going to have to be better than solid if they want to be able to take on NAVI, as you can see them up on the board, because it wasn't just solid play from NAVI the other day. It was simple delivering, electronic delivering. Bit had a very good series yesterday, and Boomich coming alive when needed. They had some very, very good performances across the board from all their players, and obviously just a very scary team to begin with as well. One of the best in the world. So forZe going to have a very tough task, and we'll see which maps it falls on.
I know where we're going.
Do you? Did you cheat? You looked ahead.
I did. Well, I might be a good
It's all right. I did too.
Yeah, okay. The fact that Nuke and Overpass, you're guaranteed you're going to get one of these two, Ancient or Vertigo, and Ancient is the first one up, so that's pretty cool. We'll get more of that. Dust 2 Navi pick, obviously, so forZe picked this against Navi. We saw Gambit play it yesterday against the pick of forZe, and Gambit still played them quite well on it, so we'll see if forZe are committing to this idea of bringing Ancient into their map pool. We'll see what Navi has to offer, as Inferno gets banned out by Navi immediately after, and that's going to leave us with either Vertigo or Mirage, and yeah, I think Mirage is the logical conclusion for them, because look at that win rates on Vertigo from forZe.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the same with Navi. I'm actually kind of surprised to see it was floated all the way down here, but no big deal. Both teams confident it wouldn't actually be in the selection. Would have been a funny map to see our decider on, but it will be Mirage. Yeah, we saw forZe pick Ancient against Gambit the other day, and they seem to have like one very good half, but Gambit's T side was too much for him. They destroyed them on it.
Yeah, well, and we saw Gambit going to A lot, which we haven't seen a lot of teams doing, and a ton of smoke utilization. We did see Gambit adapt in the first half and start to control middle a little more, but then forZe slowed it down, took over B, and we saw a lot of that, so watch for that today against Navi, as they're very favorable to that side. Navi's only played it twice, and considering we just talked about Gambit beating forZe on it, they smoked Gambit 16-7, but then lost to FaZe 16-9, and FaZe obviously have one of the lowest win rates overall this year, and very few matches played.
That was pretty early on in the map's lifeline. That was what, like maybe 2 weeks ago, and their other match against Gambit was just under 2 weeks ago, like maybe a week and a half. So I'm sure we'll have seen some adaptation from Navi. You know, as there's been this much time between it, as more teams have played on, I'm sure they've added some more wrinkles into it and found some more tricks that they want to utilize, which will make this fun to witness, considering 4 is obviously a map that they're comfortable picking in a lot of different matchups. So it'll be cool to see what Navi is going to be able to bring to the table against them as well, and what they've been able to pick up and gather over time.
I agree with that. I think that the other thing is that it's early into the life pool, or the map's pool.
Yes.
Map's life.
Map's life. The map pool's life. The map's existence.
Holy heck, that was rough.
We talk for a living.
Not living too much these days, apparently. No, the thing is obviously that it's tough to tell because different teams are adapting well, and you get skewed by the opposition that they face. So you know how good really is Gambit on it, how good is forZe really on it, despite thinking that they're decent. And we start to think, oh, this team's great. Look at their win rate. Well, we don't actually. We don't have enough time. It's still early. Obviously, it's some indication that they feel comfortable, confident, if anything. But yeah, it can fall apart still. So
sure can, and it'll certainly change over time. After that, what do we got? We have, why did I already forget what the second map in the series is going to be? Dust 2 for Navi. They're going to be they're very happy about that one. Dust 2 is a comfort pick. I've seen them pick it a number of times from the Navi side of things. Win rate's not actually that great on it in the past 3 months. It's actually pretty even for both teams, which can be a little bit dicey. But then Mirage going into the third map as well. I think this could be a great series. I felt like forZe was a better team than what we saw yesterday against Gambit, or at least maybe Gambit made them look a little bit silly, perhaps. Gambit played a really good game yesterday, and we'll have to see. I mean, this is kind of the interesting part about this. This is kind of what I was talking about with their win percentage on it. Look at Navi on Dust 2, picking this map, but their last 4 games on it have been a loss to Amiga, to Gambit, to G2, to Gambit again. They have to feel much more comfortable than those results would suggest.
I would say so. I mean, that's pretty shocking when you're Navi, because yeah, the last couple of games haven't gone their way, but 2 of those, obviously, one was the final against Gambit very recently at Blast, I'm pretty sure that was, and then Amiga obviously was earlier on in this event. We got to see that one, and Amiga played well in those games. So yeah, it's unfortunate that you're seeing so much red there, but obviously still the win rate's quite high versus forZe. Ultimate Attack, Saw, Blink, those are much lower opposition. The only 2 top teams really they've played are Gambit and Big, and they lost both those with single digits to their name. So I would still look pretty comfortable if I'm Navi going into Dust 2. But yeah, we'll see how that happens when we get there. I think we're just about ready on Ancient because I saw people typing ready, but I don't see Electronic moving out of spawn yet, so maybe we're just waiting on him to get sorted. And
he's moving now, baby. He's ready.
Perfecto's called ready, so we should be going any second, Jason.
Locked and loaded. I'm excited for this.
Reloaded, because they didn't forget to reload.
Yeah, they didn't forget.
It happens to the worst of us.
Yeah, it does. It really does. I'm excited for the second time that we've casted Ancient. That I've casted Ancient. I think that you've actually casted it. You've witnessed it a little bit more, but yeah, it's going to be fun. I actually that reminds me, I need to get my map callouts on a second screen, Matt.
You going for those again, are you?
I just need to be safe, you know? I need to have it ready if needed.
Yep, that's fair. The only thing I've changed, I think, from the Elige callout one is Temple, I'm calling Ruins. It's a little quicker to call it that. And then I think I call CT Connector for the other 8. And Donut, I'm not calling Donut, I like Totem more. Donut to me is...
We're going to have to get all the casters together and just come up with an agreed upon callouts for different positions. It's not an exact science. It just kind of happens naturally, doesn't it?
Keep in mind, there's also, the casters can agree, and we can therefore make it uniform to the viewing experience. But keep in mind, for teams, it's always going to be different based on their experiences and their language. So yeah, we can make an executive decision. We're going to call a casters union meeting, maybe, and get that done.
Yeah, because we definitely was on point with building one of those. We got that accomplished really early in the lifespan. How's your day? What'd you have to eat between the maps?
Are you running out of things that badly, Jason?
I kind of am, yeah. I'm rusty. You know, I have to build back up to some material. I've got to practice some stuff.
Well, that's fair. No, breakfast today was actually a piece of pizza with pineapple on it, as well as 2 pieces of toast. Yeah, thank you. And then I had 3 glasses of smoothie and a cup of coffee. So
3 glasses of smoothie.
They were small glasses. It wasn't like your
small glasses. Okay. That was like the European water glasses size.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, it was leftover smoothie from last night, and I just had that glass, and I just did 3. So it's basically 1 smoothie, really.
Okay, I had 1 smoothie today. That was
nice. Yours is probably better than mine.
Peanut butter banana.
Oh, yours is way better than mine. That's like the greatest smoothie ever.
That's pretty banging smoothie. A fun fact for all you out there. It's the best kind of smoothie. All right, we gotta stop talking about food and bananas and peanut butter. We're live
we could
into
still
the
talk
game.
about banana, because there is a banana on this map still. That's what they're calling
Is
the
there?
area where well, sort of. Flit and Zordy are going through it now. Some people still calling that bananas. But we're going to watch Perfecto go bonkers. As he's, I thought he was just going to commit to ram back with the USB. Instead, though, it is over toward the cave position that our first exchange comes through. In fact, shot out from Jaguar. That's not surprising. We know the CTs are trying to shut down Ts in this position relentlessly, and the mid-possession, if you will, and timings favor the CTs considerably. They can also come out mid a lot faster, but they meet in that position time and time again, and it really becomes about how the Ts want to take back map control with utility early, but then, we talked about it, Jason, you need utility for the A site, and they're just going to walk out on it this time.
Yeah, and Navi's fine to play retake on this. Simple is holding on to Donut very well. Bomb's getting planted. He's going to pounce. It's going to go down, but he's got the kill afterwards. Jerry finds 1 on the flank and middle, so they know that there's only 1 player actually in this A bomb site. Not sure where. Simple turns. It's a little bit too late. That communication. Ooh, Boomich just actually ran out of bullets. This is so weird. Flip can actually win this round, but not anymore. He's done. And Boomich is just distracting. And the knives are out. They're going for it. Jerry is going to get shanked. And the defuse is going to come in for sure.
Yeah, I like that Boomich backed away from that as much as he could because he knew he had the HP disadvantage in that. But you're right, Boomich runs out of all of his bullets at a pistol round. That's how furious he was at firing his gun. But yeah, we do get 1-0 Na'Vi.
He had the CZ, and I'm actually kind of amazed that he controlled that fight with his knife out the way he did. So Jerry probably feels a little bit silly. It's all good. It's all good.
I love how no one ran down toward that totem position to even support him. Like, Boom was just probably like, someone come kill this guy, please.
You know, Jerry actually came back with the Glock and got like 1 to 2 shots at the diffuser, which could have been, you know, really spicy if you've been able to pick up a USP. If like Boomich had a USP and he'd gotten a 1-bullet headshot on the diffuser. A lot of ifs there. But there is,
I like
there
the
is a
hypothesis.
universe in the multiverse in which that happens.
Well, back behind the square, it stairs. See the positioning of Perfecto and Boomich again as well toward Cave at this point. Not going all the way through into Jaguar, but they are going to have good positional awareness from what's going on at B, at least in the fact that there's no early aggression. There is going to be some because they're all walking that direction now from the force side. Again, there's that 1 pillar for coverage, and that's it to try and get the bomb plant down. So Boomich, if he can control this cave position, could deter the whole round on his own. And that's why he's using the MP9 up close, because he's got 2 close angles to play off of, whereas then Perfecto and Electronic cover off the perimeters with these FAMASs with that little bit more range.
I feel like Na'Vi have an idea that this is eventually going to head down to this ramp. They've rotated Electronic over. Simple's going to be there quickly as well, but oh, Lord. Oh, boy, the Deagles. The Deagles are magnificent entering into the bomb site.
Are they ever? Tech 9 as well from Jerry. That was incredible. The FAMASs never even got to shoot. The late take on Cave and 4 is, again, we talked about it yesterday. They went BBB all the time. Well, they do it again now and clear out their way through. That is guns recovered. And a round lost 1-1. Na'Vi cannot convert.
They apparently love this bomb site and love those fights. But I don't know. I feel bad for Na'Vi. They even had the rotation. They did pretty good with the utility. But what are you supposed to do when forZe swings up after the fact and just hits a 1-bullet headshots on everyone?
Yeah, there's not really much you're going to get away with on that. That's 2 DV shots. Stupendous. And then Simple thought he could be a hero, tried to come back out, but he's just overwhelmed by everyone at that point. I would get used to this. I would say B is going to be very, very hot this entire first half.
Yeah, I mean, having watched them yesterday, you know, that's a pretty easy conclusion to come to. Question will be like, is Navi, do they have a plan for how they want to maybe cheat someone over, for how they want to keep track of that, how they want to put a stop to it? We'll find out in the next round of Ancient.
So Electronic smoked off top middle. Boomich again getting aggressive, but it's Bit that's trying to hold off A main and get a little more information. If they can comfortably leave him there, Simple's going to rotate back around to Totem side, which means, as we saw yesterday in the Gambit game, you could certainly use that even in a post plant or during the plant, the execution stage, because that A bomb site is so far forward that it's right in front of all of those connection points. Nice nade. Just gonna take it down to 58. He's here, still he gets Deagle, looks for a second, but the trade's there because Perfecto slides out. Meanwhile, Bit did go down to Zorde, so that means they've opened up A. But Simple, this is exactly it. He was in a good position to rotate mid, but he could also use Totem to go backwards and try and deter the A position. Again, that bomb site is just so open. It's so far forward that every single angle opens up to the planter, and we see the shot come through. And it's Almazer that responds before the bomb will finally get planted, and that's because they get an AK-47 in Flit's hands now. He backs away, but also they get Almazer forward inside of the ruins to hold off the CTs.
If they're going to, yep, here comes the flashbang. They are going to go for it. Perfecto with that M4. Looking for something, looking for anything. Nade is out. Oh, good headshot. With the smoke of the grenade. Now they just have one defined. It's Flit. Back the main entrance. He peeks out. Oh, Perfecto was jumping, but he lands just in time. I think he's got the defuse. I think he's got plenty of time for it.
I almost think that the jump saves his life, because that would have been a headshot lineup, and instead he gets tagged in the body. It would have been close, but that's awkward, and still they get away with it. Yeah, that A site is just ridiculously hard. I mean, so much chaos inside of it, and you're right. As soon as the Molotov went down, that brilliant shot from Perfecto to the back of the site just absolutely clears out Almazer. So good recovery from Navi. No one's won back-to-back rounds yet. Once more, going to try and go aggressive. No, they're going to leave A main open this time. So they actually want to put more pressure in mid. So they have Simple, who's smoked off top mid. The T's continuing to put a red smoke out so that they can't cover from the stairs. That also gives them a bit more access toward the cat position, getting up through Tetris. But it's A. They need a smoke to cover up. Again, Simple. Those lineups, so good. The AUG all the way through from CT to the site cleanly. And again, he wraps back around because now he's able to control from ruins. And bomb goes down. You have to cover the perimeter of the site. You have to put smokes down to get into A. Yeah, there's no rushing. There's no bypassing the angles and planting in the corner. That's not where the plant position is. I do think that's something that could be reviewed.
Well, I mean, review away, but four is pretty sloppy with utility. They had the smokes to put down in those choke points. I think they wanted to get the attack in before the utility gave away the game, but gave Simple a double kill. As you said, Ruins not smoked off in any way. The smoke for the CT choke point, for the CT spawn hallway, not smoked off until it's way too late. Simple just has a field day. Nothing to harass or make him feel uncomfortable. So it's going to be 3-1, and the money should be mostly gone for fours.
Oh, they're spooning.
They're what?
They're spooning. Look at them.
Oh, yeah, I was looking at GoTV. They were spooning.
Do you want to do that after the cast today?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right, nice. Hang out, watch a movie.
Yeah. What movie you want to watch? What's on your list?
I don't really have. You recommended one earlier, I thought.
Top Gun?
We could do, yeah, I'm down. Let's just do Top Gun again. I'm in.
Put our aviators on. Nice round from Simple. Yeah, I mean, those are just those kills are just way too easy. Nothing in his face, nothing to make him nervous, nothing to make him uncomfortable. 6 and 3 for Simple. And mostly unarmored pistols for the side of fours. They have the one AK-47 on Jerry that they saved. They went a lot towards B against Gambit the other day. To start this match out, it seems like they're leaning towards A a bit more. Now, whether that is a plan to attack A to maybe kind of just switch things up so that Navi can't read them or Navi can't stop anything, or what? We can't be sure. And for whatever reason, forZe seemed to feel uncomfortable with that A hit. I'm assuming Almazer on the other side of the map heard a lot of information because Boomich is pushed up, Perfecto and Electronic are pushed up. I think he probably knows that Navi have the information that B is entirely clear.
They're going to go for the brawl. Straight toward the Navi defense. Perfecto in the corner as soon as they emerge from the connection to ramp. Second, not successful, but now the crossfire comes into the play. Start off. That headshot angle is not as strong as you think because it's just as visible from the other side. He's trying about this. He wants to plant the bomb, but he's going to run into Simple trying to do so, and it's 4-1 for Navi.
Yeah, that was always going to be a slaughter. Walking through that door. Jerry actually had 2 flashbangs, but maybe just didn't have a lineup for any kind of effective flashbang. More than willing to see if they could just trade their way out. And they couldn't. The answer was no, as Boomich gets a triple kill. 4-1. Up in the hands of Simple. He passes an AK-47 over to a teammate.
Molotov's down inside of Jaguar to try and clear it out. Boomich waiting inside of the hole at Cave. Just smoked it back. Tries to shoulder bait out Jerry, who once again with a Tech 9 is able to find the kill. And now Perfecto's forced to play under wood. Just locks him into that position, especially with the smokes down. Simple can't see it. They're going to go for the boost. They're going to rotate it around. Electronics waiting. Flashed off. Perfecto does well to hold this position for just 1 kill, and Simple through the smoke is taken down by Zordy, and that means they can't boost it. Electronic might just walk it. He doesn't think that's the greatest idea. He's actually going to wait for Bit to arrive instead, but he still has stairs to cover. I think the shoulder shows Flit wanted to go a little further as he sees the head, and Flit now knows he's there. The attempt to get the cave, and it's going to be a dead up. Kill on the flash, but that does allow them to follow up, and Zordy as well will get a kill. forZe go now 2 rounds against the 4.
Electronic had to play that a little bit passive just because when they spammed through the smoke, I don't think they ever even saw or knew Simple was there. I think they fired through the smoke to try and catch Electronic on the fallback because he'd already gotten killed. So when Simple's the one who goes down, they realize there were 2 in that back halls. And Electronic just realized his position was way too compromised to try and make a play. 4-2 with a lucky kill on a Simple. That always helps. Timeout called by forZe as they know it's important that they're able to string some rounds together. They know the money for Navi has got to be haggard and a little bit busted. And we'll see what they can come up with here. And that's more like the forZe we saw yesterday. Those patient kind of waiting out the smokes on the B ramp. And a pretty overwhelming hit as well.
So we'll see what the tactical timeout brings as we get back underway. It's going to be AKs, 5 of them. Against an AUG. From Bit, we saw Simple already use an AUG to great effect through that CT connector at A. So the AWP for Simple this time. And he'll hold way back at stair position to be able to see down ramp. It's interesting because forZe haven't gone A lot, but they are putting early aggression on it this game, and Bit can't hit the shots immediately. That's too simple. Now we're seeing that CT connector come into play as well as Electronic poked off. Good utility this time. The nades will hold Bit back, and that allows them to get closer. Kenzie will go for the plant immediately as Flick gets up close as well on Ruins to cover off both angles effectively, because if they walk through, he's got the headshot position. Simple. Patience. Oh, doesn't get it. That's pretty insane that Zordy was able to duck with that much timing and precision as they beat up the first shot, but Flitz's angle's too strong. Crouch down, headshot only, and that's what he achieves. So this one's done. Simple even knows it. He's gone. He's running.
Yeah, he's going to dip. Boomich got picked off trying to rotate into a flank through mid. But Jerry was there, ready and waiting. So a third round for forZe, this one at the A-bomb site. Still a one-round lead for NAVI, but they're desperately hanging on to the weapons they've got, and they're desperately going to try and find ways to fight in this next round. Boomich and Bit, I think they just have to save completely. They've got $2,400 round loss bonus. It's the simple go kill strategy this round, I think.
Yeah, I'm down with it. I think everyone watching is too, because when it works, it's usually one of the most exciting strategies in Counter-Strike. So deep CT smoke that they haven't thrown a lot, that might indicate that Electronic, well, someone, they won't know exactly who, is going to come down middle. Try and get up from Tetris, they'll spot it out. Boomich trying to use that information. We saw it, he's got a Zeus, guys. Zeus is still on NAVI, believe it or not, Jason.
They still got one, no matter what. Zeus will always be with them. Ooh. No, he almost had it. I respect it. I respect it. That flashbang did not work on Electronic. Mazer might be walking into his death. Awkward angle. They're going to back off just before the peaks come in. But forZe know there was some mid-pressure and presence deep down, and they want to at least force it back. And it's really unfortunate. Simple has just rotated away from all of the contact. Makes Electronic all the more important here at Donut.
Yeah, he's a super key spot. We saw Hobbit use this one to good effect yesterday. They oftentimes walk by and don't check it. They're a little late this time, but they do. Kenzie gets in position. Electronic only able to get one. Leave the man advantage with forZe, who are back on A. So this time today, they're slowing things down and actually getting a better feel for what's going on that side of the map. Good flash. That'll slow them a little bit as Simple has to hold the angle. And Bit's able to cross over, but Kenzie's up close. Simple go kill. Has not killed a thing yet.
He's even taking a shot.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tie game here.
I'm actually kind of surprised he's staying this close with the AWP.
I'm surprised there's no one with that information now and pushing through the CT connector to cut him off at spawn, but they aren't going to do it. So they'll let him get away. He is going to slide out from the site. Oh, he's not. That's okay.
Yeah, really good find from Zorti. And you're right. As soon as they saw him, as soon as that first engagement occurred, someone did kind of wrap around the middle to try and cut him off. So maybe he was going to go down anyways. But yeah, interesting to see him stick around for those fights when he wouldn't have the AWP in the next round.
I don't even know why he re-peeks on that shot. Like, just get out.
The way I'm looking at it now, okay, they are going to buy. I was wondering if maybe they're all sitting around like 4,400 if they do like a half buy and wait one more time, wait one more round. But that does seem kind of crazy, like you're giving up too much. So they're going to go for the FAMAS buy on 3 players. M4 on Simple and Perfecto.
Smoking on top of the flames by Jerry. He's gone. He burns. So he extinguishes one Molotov, but doesn't see the other one, which actually dies to it as Mazer smoked way back. He's outside of the doors at ramp. Perfecto is really locking out the map, which means they have to go A again. So watch for Bit behind the box. No smoke on him just yet. They've been covering off the extremities a little bit better this time, this game today, in terms of ruins, but Bit's forward enough that, oh, good nade, backboard. Lands right on top of him, 26 HP, but do they know Simple's here? That's really difficult indeed, and what he wants to do there. He wants to surprise them, but left himself in the open and vulnerable on the edge of it with 3 players firing back. He's easily obliterated. 2 HP for Perfecto, 19 for Electronic, and Boomich has to rotate over. Now, it's not much better on the other side, but Mazer finds the opening kill. He's going to follow that up to get Perfecto. So the 2 low HP players down. Boomich has more than the other 3 he's up against. So still a chance in this as he spray transfers 2. Bomb goes down, and now Boomich is in control. 35 seconds. Zordi, however, does have the AWP, so HP not as much of a factor if he's able to find the shot fast enough, and Boomich changes his angle. Zordi's going to grab bomb, and I imagine immediately go to the plant, but Boomich was close enough still to hear those 2 steps. He's going to confirm now bomb has gone down, and when he peeks out and realizes it's on the left of the site, he's naturally going to assume that he's gone that direction as well and start to hunt him down, but he's let him get too far away. At this point, he has to tap and bait. He has to tap and bait, but Zordy's close enough that may not even go that far because he'll be able to peek fast enough. And Boomich, there's the tap. Zordy wants to peek it. No, holds the angle. That is holding his nerve. Brilliantly played.
Oh, that's tough. That's a tough clutch to win for Boomich. Yeah, he gets those 2 kills, but knowing he's up against the Alper as well, that's really, really hard to figure out how you want to attack that situation. Good round from Zordy. Yeah, blinded as well, naded, everything. Dude, it's really unfortunate. I thought Electronic and Bit actually did a pretty good job, all things considered, of holding off that hit initially. So much damage. 1 kill goes their way during that sequence, and the round is entirely different. They just couldn't find the completion on it. Tough times.
I love that Zordy knows he's the operator, which means Boomich is probably going to try and bait him out with the defuse and just holds his nerve. And Boomich goes right to him. That was really well done.
Yeah, that was really good from Zordy. Also, a low HP on him as well, so probably just kind of called the bluff that early in the bomb timer as well. Yeah, this A-bomb site has been a weakness for Navi. And they've been playing it mostly very passive. 1 round, Simple had an AWP peeking in towards A main. Another round, they did push up with like an SMG and a Deagle, but outside of that, it's been mostly far back. It's been mostly like 1 player watching it, like Simple getting information and keeping track from Donut. We had Bit playing really far back at the triple boxes.
Bomb has been planted.
So bomb planted again on the A site. And just the pistols on the CT side, although, to be fair, there's head armor for Simple, there's body armor for Electronic. And they're not willing to commit too aggressively to these kills because there's no need to lose the guns. Kenzie has to be fully aware of the fact that Jaguar does have that little nook on the left side that can be in, and he'll hold it. I think this is just going to hold everywhere. No one's going to peek out and show their head at this point.
Yeah, not quite yet. Well, another round for Navi to get back on the board. It's been 5 straight for forZe. They've had some success at B. They've had some success at A now. So, I mean, the whole map is kind of available to them in a sense that Navi's got to worry about everything. Double op setup. Bit with 1, Simple with the other, and both will have their eyes in mid. Bit from Donut and Simple from the house. A red room. Red room.
All right, there's a Shining reference for you. Simple holding again down toward bottom mid from where you said murder. He's gonna have some company as well. Run, no, this push. Oh, he sees it and leaves. Good shot from Simple. They just revealed slightly too much.
Still a tough shot to hit. Fair play to Simple.
And it's gonna start it off well. I mean, that's 2 opening picks now. They're definitely back with weapons. Double op, we've talked about it as well. There's great potential on this map for it. Does make retakes very difficult because the T's can be quite aggressive, but A has so much angles that you can still utilize it. There's enough ground in between them. Electronic, this will be a decent nade. Will it? Is it going to go past the box? No, I don't think it went far enough. I think it actually just went shy, so did some damage to Almazer, but just tickled him really in all things considered. But Simple's going to do a little more than that. He's touched him rather than tickled him, and straight in the head at that.
Damage.
Straightforward at this point, I think, isn't it? A little bit late, just walking into the site.
Yeah, it kind of fizzled out. I mean, that's like probably the best way if you switch into a double op defense. That's kind of like the best outcome. Simple gets a kill with the op mid, and then someone from forZe had a pretty just standard contact swing peek at A main, and Bit's able to pick him off with ease because they don't realize it's a double op. So that's how they found out the double op was in play. Now what do they call against it?
It's going to be over toward A fast this time. Bomb waits, reverse side. wood and can listen inside of the site for any information as well if anyone's going to be popping up or pushing through from the cave. Simple holding again. Holding a pillar back as it flows further into the site, finds one, gives him a double angle, and he makes good on both of them as he's standing inside the fire. He gets away, and Perfecto slow to react. Kenzie goes under him, sees the head, crouch, and fires into an obvious position. Simple up close on the AWP has to be careful because Jerry not only gets him, it's Boomich that's behind that is then left vulnerable, but the second AWP still in position. Palm not planted. Down goes Kenzie. Doubles the push. Jerry. Oh, he thought he'd be further away, but the no-scope not landing is able to get the headshot back, and we ensue into a one-on-one with Electronic and Jerry. Bomb down, and that slightly favors Electronic in this situation. Not least of which because rotating back to middle in this is quite far and obvious if you're going to go that direction, so you pretty much have to go head on. There's no alternative option, and he still makes it work. Electronic was sleeping.
That's unreal. That's a crazy peek from Jerry. Prepared for pretty much any angle. Immediate headshot. That's really tough. That was a really solid defense from Na'Vi. They got the two openings they wanted from Simple. And I mean, from there, you got to feel like the round's won. They lose two battles to Jerry coming through smoke. First, the one in Jaguar in that murder hole. As it fades, he comes through and finds Simple. And then obviously goes through the smoke into the back halls to find Bit behind the B bomb site. What a great round from Jerry. 4 kills on the round, really pulls it back into forZe's favor. And again, gives them economic superiority. Simple's at 3,100. Perfecto's at 3,800. I don't even know if Na'Vi can buy to fight back. So this is a really, really difficult CT side for them so far. forZe now, I mean, we mentioned it. They're having success at both bomb sites. So Na'Vi's having a difficult time on both sides of the map.
Yeah, forZe looking quite composed today, I have to say, because they're utilizing the entire map. Well done that time. Especially by Jerry in that situation. Pull it back as Electronic goes toward middle. Again, that smoke tries to body block. It can't do anything about it. It's already in position. Now, he could do what Hobbit did. You can go down those stairs and just get in toward the totem connector, but the difference is that when Hobbit plays middle, they tend to leave one at B, kind of like Cash. Again, we make comparisons to Cash. Difference is if he goes there, now Bit becomes a bit redundant, and you've got quite a ways to go back to get toward the A site. So Navi's not really sure of how to change things up and get that mid-control. They have been going through cave a lot to try and cut off the connection point, but this round, a lot of utility thrown. I think this might be a split. Oh, this is brilliant. Simple. I was watching the minimap to see it transpire. He just walked around the alternative entry on A main. Behind them, Bit's going to totem, and he finds two. A headshot on Kenzie. Bomb goes down. Simple's rotated back. But Zordy, oh my goodness gracious, reads that perfectly. Goes back out for more. No, Electronic's not going to peek. It wants nothing to do with that fight, and the bomb gets recovered as a result.
Oh man, if you're Na'Vi, you cannot let what Bit just provided you go to waste. This is huge. But it's such a long time to have to be patient on the map at a disadvantage of weapons, and Boomich and Electronic both fall. Almazer and Zorti, they're just chilling. They're waiting for the reaction. Perfecto needs this kill. He's got it.
Shadow. I think a lot of players aren't aware of the shadows yet. He's got Zordi as well as he comes out low HP. Client-side Shadow's not in the game at this point is even, I would say, as pathetic as not having 128 tick matchmaking. It's really bad. And unfortunately, on a new map, players learn them on the other maps over time. They haven't learned them yet on this one.
Yeah, the Shadows players are very aware of on other maps, but this one, you're right. It's still a little bit new to be glued into everyone's brain at the moment. 7-6. Great round from Bit and Na'Vi. Even Perfecto with the clutch at the end. 3 players to start for Na'Vi at this B bomb site. Actually, I mean, forZe sent 4 people towards B right out of the gates and immediately called it off. Immediately switched things up. And then they're bringing a couple more right back. So the mini-map is just is a mess at the moment.
Molotov bounces off and puts Perfecto out of position. I think he got... No, he didn't get tagged. I thought he got tagged on the way back while he was running to slow his motion, but he's okay. Boomich, Cubby has nowhere to go. He's got to be careful to get back around these boxes. And he just wants the different angle. He will slide all the way back to Jaguar. That smoke gives him good protection to do so. So that's a good exchange, good opener. 2 kills, lots of damage on Flit. Boomich isn't done there. Flit's going to be swinging out. Does get by. Boomich is content to just let him have that position because it's information at the very least. To Flit with 7 HP, trying to make this work, trying to get back into a better position. Folks down. They don't account for the crossfire of the double position of Perfecto, though, and Flit does still manage to get a kill, but he's left alone in this, Jason. And I think not long for this world.
Nah, shouldn't be long. Shouldn't be long at all. 7-7. Man, it'd be kind of a bummer if you're forced to have kind of the half that you did have such a good half and then just kind of drop it right towards the end to an eco round and lose the final 3 to lose the advantage going into the second half. They'll be obviously fine either way with the scoreline.
Incendiary this time toward middle. Gives a bit, but Perfecto lining up toward the ramp. Gets 2. Did he get one from the grave? Yes, he did. He burned Kenzie alive, and it's going to be Electronic that now does the rest as he dances all around the pillar. A bit like a pole for that dance, Jason, and it was just as attractive, if you ask me.
Yeah,
But
give that man
it is
his
gonna be
money.
8-7. Oh, I will.
8-7.
You could call him a doll in the Ukraine.
Yeah, you really could. 4 out of 5 rounds to close out the opening half for Navi. A good little bounce back there. That there was a lot of difficulty in that half. forZe rattled off 5 straight at one point. We'll see what Navi's got prepared for their own T side.
And I do apologize because I said the Ukraine, and I know that they don't like that, and I don't know why everyone. I think it's because it's a vowel, but it's just Ukraine. So yes, he could be called a doll in Ukraine.
You can't say the Ukraine?
I've been corrected on it many times by locals, and it is weird because I don't know why I started doing that to begin with, but a lot of people apparently do.
Nice. Just fun little tidbit for you. That's a great thing to have in your mind if you're ever on Jeopardy.
I don't think that would even be a question on Jeopardy because that one's like, I don't know, that just doesn't seem smart enough, you know? Not advanced enough.
You'd be surprised.
I could probably do okay on Celebrity Jeopardy, but not on Real Jeopardy.
Actual Jeopardy?
Yeah, nah. Although I thought about, applying to replace Alex Trebek.
Yeah. Didn't go for it? You'd have a tough time with Lamar Burton up there.
It's true, but, at the same time, it would be fun, I mean, if Aaron Rodgers can do it.
Dude, that's got to be the greatest job in the world. Homeboy did that for like 40 years.
Yeah.
Dualies in Jaguar, but he's blind. 2 pistols don't matter when you don't have any eyes.
Well, it's Almazer that now has to sit where we saw Boomich for a lot of the first half in respect to him. And Boomich is the one that's actually on the attack, along with Electronic, trying to figure that out.
Bomb's coming all the way back to the B site. Almazer has taken some shots, but he only saw Boomich. He didn't see the fact that all 5 players would be here. Now maybe they start putting it together a little bit. Although Kenzie hasn't budged into this direction. So if you're Almazer, your goal has got to be 1 kill, maybe 2 if you're lucky, and back away. But Simple's taking your head clean off. They're into the bomb site. They're going to get the plant and a 5-on-3 after plant.
Shot back out. Electronic dualies this time are working for you, Jason. I am sure that'll get your stamp of approval. Kenzie's got Electronic back down, though, however, but he's left alone in, pretty precarious position. Bomb already planted. They're just going to sorely surround and drown Kenzie. And, in fact, that is exactly what Simple does.
Yeah, gotta love Simple with those dualies. Gets your plums humming. 2-round lead for Navi. Perfecto with 14, tied with Simple to leave the way. Boomich and Electronic tied at 12 as well. That's a beautiful shot. That's why they give him the P250. That's why they give him the dualies.
I wish you could get a cowboy hat to go with those dualies. Maybe with the R8 you should get one. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's already doubled up on clearing out middle with his
Some
teammates.
some assless chaps.
Oh, yes, please.
Now we're cooking with gas. Ooh, look at this push.
Or flat shots, depending on how you look at it.
Ooh, that push on lane. Boomich never saw it coming with the smoke up. That hurts. One player whittled down. Electronic. Oh, no. He had the shot. He had the jump. And he has the damage, but not the kill. That goes back at him. Zortzi, 35 HP. Equally doesn't know that Simple's just walking right through the smoke. He's going to get a freebie here.
Knife.
Ooh, and a lot of cash.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Simple. He's obviously going to go for a knife in that situation. Obviously, the other scout will try and shoot into the site. Kenzie's waiting behind the box, but he'll get cleared and flushed by Bits. One kill for Flitz, but Bits is back again. Bit, Flit, Bit. Flit, knife.
What rhymes with bit and flit, Matt?
Bit, Flit, Bit. They should almost like name a coin after Bit or something, you know?
Uh-oh.
No way. No way. I thought he was going to actually sneak into that one. Simple wasn't going to look, but he does. AK gets back into the round. That could have been a huge, huge hero moment.
Yeah, I was worried there that Simple wouldn't be able to spot that. Simple really saves the day. I mean, this plays, obviously, we talk about the knife, but just going through that smoke and making that happen so that you could have access to the bomb site, they were in a real tough place.
So smoke all the way out. Where's this one going to bounce to? Okay, that covers off the front of Jaguar. I like that. I'm learning as we go. Doesn't seem too hard to throw, but yeah, I don't know all the lineups yet myself, so good to see. Little underhand grenade by Boomich as well going into the room. Will do damage to Flit, but he backs away.
Whew. There it is. Back 10 through the smoke. A lot of ground gained by Electronic already. Pushed up into the house. Mid control completely for Navi. Electronic has access to both bomb sites, and he can really wreak some havoc in CT spawn. He clears out Flit. He's got a chance to make a lot of money in this round because the bonus cash for that MAC-10 is huge.
Oh.
That's
Sometimes the secondary angle is just as good as seeing the shot itself, as Simple just gets obliterated in front of his teammate, but they'll pick up the AK and immediately go back to work.
That's the second time in this game Simple's walked into a bullet meant for Electronic. It happened earlier on the B bomb site as well.
Yeah, that's kind of frustrating. Perfecto's going to get Almazer back. Very sneaking through. Actually, did get the headshot. Got the dink onto Bit, but not the kill. Smoke's going to cover off Kenzie, but he's trying to stay quiet on this. Do they overlook him? Do they walk away? I doubt it. Surely they have to consider that he's back toward the alleyway or the stairs somewhere. And they'll check it. Kill 11-7 in favor of Navi. Oh, the earthquake's back.
Yeah, it is shaking. I've never noticed that when you brought it up before. I just kind of went along with it. But that time I saw it. Is that a custom Navi gaming table?
I want one. Send it this way, Navi.
Got like a yellow edge around it. Ooh, Molotov misses its mark, which is going to give Simple the courage to step through. MAC-10 still singing for Electronic, and that's going to pull Jerry away, who is smoked off regardless. I mean, this is going to get a little bit dangerous. 3 players outside of the B bomb site for Navi, and Simple's walked through the smoke in mid. So again, just great positioning in the middle of the map to be able to backstab whichever side he wants to go. It's all about where his teammates want to move, and Simple can make the play from there. And Kenzie's going to be a freebie. There might be a second knife in this game, although Simple's gone a completely different route.
Yeah, he's going to push all the way up. Yes, another one, but this time he might have been better off, okay, to have the gun at the ready, because I don't think he was expecting Zordy to be directly in front of his crosshairs. He still recovers, doesn't get taken out by the AWP, but give Simple another knife.
It's the way he he took a route where he wouldn't actually get the knife based off where kenzie was playing, and then kenzie moves into the perfect position to give him the knife.
A little bit of luck on his side then, perhaps, is what you're saying. But Almazer's going to try and get up to where Electronic is. And Electronic unable to get the kill. Puts him down to 29. And he's going to get a bit of a shot into Simple, but he closes out the round. And we go now 12 for Navi.
Whew. Okay, well, what's happened in like these first few rounds for forZe on this defense, one thing they've got to make note of is Electronic and Simple. Neither of them are respecting the smoke they're throwing at the top of the mid stairs. They're going right through it to get into the house, to get into the red room, whatever you want to call it. And they are controlling that part of the map, and it can be so dangerous because rotations are so difficult. Backstabs are so easy, as we've seen. And if both players are going to disrespect the smokes there, you're going to get a lot of really weird action and really weird timings and really weird fights that you're not prepared for, as we've seen.
Perfecto gets the headshot onto Jerry to start it off, and we've seen how deadly Jerry can be. That's a good kill to get for Navi. 2 inside of... Oh, wow, Kenzie, nice shot. I was going to say inside of that main position up above, boosting on the small platform. Kenzie's going to have to back away. 14 HP left on him. Simple got planned this time. Elevating himself against the little broken wall to get a better headshot inside of the site. There is some nice availability to get aggressive for the CTs over on this side of the map, too. We saw that early in terms of getting information, but now we're seeing this boost, this little platforms. And it's hard to get utility thrown out of that hallway without exposing your shoulder, without exposing yourself to these box positions. And that's exactly what they're hoping for. Is Flick gets one. Kenzie wanted to act on that and couldn't. Boomich had his composure dead on because he nails both of them. And now Almazer from distance at CT spawn wants to try and fire through connector, through the elbow. No such luck, though, with any of those shots. Boomich, another good round for him. 3 kills overall.
Yeah, a really good round from Navi. Real patient in that choke point as well, and they got some resistance. That 1 kill comes out initially, but it doesn't scare him away. 2 players taking action. The rest behind them watching the flank, having nades out for support, and just waiting for the smoke to clear, waiting for forZe to kind of show their hand on which fights they're trying to take. And Navi just take them down one by one. 3 players on 16, Perfecto, Electronic, and Boomich. And then Simple a little bit further ahead on 20.
Well, we got another tactical pause called by forZe again. This is their map. They lost it to Gambit yesterday. Gambit subsequently lost to Navi when they played each other on it. But again, it's kind of early to read into those trends, right? I mean, we're still seeing everyone develop. The game that we're seeing from every team right now is going to be very different even 1-2 weeks from now. And I feel like it's always, you get like very opposite approaches to learning a map and very extremes of how they play it, and then eventually they kind of meet in the middle, and that's when your meta develops. It's simple to start it off. Has Zordy down for one of the many times, in fact. It seems like he's just been bullying the guy.
This is
He wants to
again.
go through smoke. Yeah, this time Jerry's a little bit more prepared. I think gun barrel sticks out, and that's enough. That's enough to take down Simple.
Yeah, but Electronic's going to step right in as well. And Jerry's like, come on, man. Come on, bro. Smoke clears. Electronic not ready for Flit stepping up to the plate. Still, those trades give a lot of information over. A lot of bodies in that small room. Oh, Flit. This is a play and a half. Pushing down mid. He's got a great timing on this flank. Unfortunately, doesn't spot anything, so doesn't necessarily have the full picture. But it's still going to be tough for Navi to win. Great flash to open things up. Oh, Boomich can't get into safety, but again, the information is there. Flit's positioning is kind of neutralized after just 1 kill.
Well, Flit behind Totem, and they would have heard him jumping around. Bit's therefore going to cover the angle, and Bit to Flit. It's now a 2-on-1. Almazer, the last alive, switches out the AWP to go on the AUG, thinking he still has a chance at this, and rightfully so. 24 seconds. They have to get this plant down. Look at all the bodies already in the tomb, for what it's worth. Those candles lit in memorial. But the smoke down makes this a lot more awkward. He knows they have to plant. He knows they have to be near totem, and Fit reads it perfectly. I suspect he saw the gun sticking through from his perspective, but either way, 14-7.
That's tough. I mean, Almazer even made the right call. You know, essentially in that situation, when your teammate goes, when Flit went down, it's like flip a coin. Which bomb set are you going to kind of commit to, A or B? He picked the right one, and unfortunately, smart plays from Navi all across the map. Yeah, a little bit of leg showing. Look at how much attention forZe is putting to the middle of the map now. Zorti and Almaze are both there. Flit and Jerry pushed up in towards Jaguar. Navi doesn't know it yet, but that entire B bomb site was pretty wide open because forZe wanted to have players in position to help out in mid.
Simple starting off this round with a kill. He's down. Jerry, meanwhile, trying to do what he can inside of the site, has Zorti helping him out. Jerry's going to burn Simple alive after the fact, so the damage dealt was enough to carry over after he'd fallen. The SMG combined with Flame. They're going to go... I was going to say they're going to go for a fast plant, but he was on the left side. Well, his right side, but left side of the pole, and Kenzie snuck in. He would have been left very alone and very open. Now it's FAMAS versus AK in a one-on-one. And they'll go a little around the square, a bit of a dance between the two, and Boomich very perfectly realizes exactly where he is, and obviously had that call. Kenzie found a kill just before that. So, again, it's Na'Vi that win this out. It's 15-7. I do say, Jason, a lot of these rounds, I mean, this has been all Na'Vi this half, right? We've yet to see a win from forZe. It was 8-7, but some of these rounds are actually decent. I mean, you think back to round 2, they nearly get eco'd. Then we had 3 survive, 2 survive, and 1 survive in the last 3 in that order, respectively. So it's close, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, it's really, really tough for forZe. I mean, and they got, the problem is Na'Vi players are getting some multi-kills as well. I mean, Simple opens up that bomb site heroically, double kill in death. And those were the 2 B defenders, so Na'Vi can just march up, but a lot of these rounds have just been straight knockouts. All those lurks up mid, which is why we've seen the adaptation from forZe to start putting a few more players there, a little bit more bodies there. Jerry and Jaguar felt the pressure. 5-on-4. And I mean, this time for this forZe defense, weapons are a bit weaker, and they don't really have a whole lot of utility to mount anything too crazy. Down to just 1 smoke and a flashbang.
Flash goes out. Almazer peeks ramp on the back of it, but it's Cave they have to worry about. And I think Jerry, certainly aware of that, has called Almazer back, and that's as soon as they want to go split toward B. So problems will exist on both sides. Almazer does have a good position to try and cover for what Jerry's information is, but again, it's oh no, it's so easy to counter in that Molotov. It doesn't quite spill to the corner, so by the wall, turning back away from the flash that bit through. Perfecto gets cost his life because of it, but Zordy's gone to Simple. Now that's off site. That's actually way out toward A. Bomb's coming back around. Don't spot the player rotating from mid, though. That could be costly. Simple down has the information that they are heading that direction. This is going to be a man alone, Jason. And Jerry knows it. Jerry's going to run Boomich down. Bomb's planning to get right on the defuse. Get immediately on it. Bit only has 9 HP.
Yeah, I don't think they realize how far away he is, though. Actually, they might now. They're definitely going to stick it at this point. Yep, round's over. That's an ambitious round from Na'Vi to try and get back to the A bomb site. Boomich had the bomb with that kill that he gets in the flank, and he didn't pick up the pace and actually try and get into the A bomb site. It's like him and Simple kind of hung out a little bit longer to kind of Simple trying to decide to go up towards mid, towards the red room, and be able to cut off rotations, be able to cut off the flanks. But it just costs a lot of time. It's all right. They've still got what, 7 chances to take this first map of the series, and they've got plenty of cash flow.
Simple looking to try and open it up. So finally a round win for forZe on the CT side. Simple's going to back away a little bit as well on this. As Jerry will try to get through Smokes does before, in fact, any further regression or any flashes head his way. That gives him position to Cage again. Almazer's the one that wants to try and hold inside of the side. Excuse me, it's Flit this time. And Boomich has Jerry down. Flit's in a world of problems. Smoke is not a wall. He knows that. It'll deter them, but good first kill on Boomich, expecting the counter push to come through. He'll work back to Wood because Zordy has position to cover him off. Ooh, this is risky. The fact that he's looking ramp with his right side completely exposed, usually you do it exactly like this. Zordy watches toward Cave and he'll get electronic. That's pretty damn good too. Simple gets Flit.
Yeah, that's a gift though. It's a gift though when you just sustained the bomb site in a 3-on-3. You just shored up that defense and give it away right afterwards. Bomb's gonna get planted. And Perfecto's gonna find Kenzie on the flank. 16-8. Looked weird in the first half. Both teams looking a bit weird on their CT side, but man, those T sides were real nice from both squads.
Super nice from both quads. Yeah, you got to give that credit to
NAVI in particular.
Well, NAVI in particular, but even I want to say a little bit to forZe because they played it very differently than yesterday. They were a little bit slower. Now, Gambit was super fast and down their throat at the start of the half, which I think forced their hand. But the fact that they were trying they had a bit different setup. They were trying to get more reads. I liked that. I did. But NAVI, yeah, that was really good from them, obviously, and the individual skills shined through. A lot of those duels, we saw Sasha, the Slasher, get 2 knives. Electronic continuing to push Smokes. I mean, there was no mercy at all for forZe.
Yeah, that was a tough T side to contain if you were forZe. Rough. So they'll go back to the drawing board on Ancient, which is their pick for the last 2 days that they've lost against Gambit and NAVI, 2 very tough teams, but they'll have to figure some things out on Ancient moving forward. Regardless, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, we have NAVI's pick. It's Dust 2. We'll see if they can close out the series. We'll see you there.
Да, думаю, все игроки скучают по лану. Онлайн затянулся, как минимум, для тех команд, которые ездили часто на лан, это мы, NAVI, иногда Virtus.pro, они ездили на разные DreamHack Open ранее. Spirit тоже пробивались на Tier 3 ланы, когда не было онлайн-эры. Вот. Gambit тогда еще вроде больше играли онлайн, чем лан. Вот, поэтому, я думаю, остальные, если спрашивать про остальных, скучают, наверное, менее, чем мы, потому что у нас, в принципе, не было онлайна вообще. Мы играли только лан-турниры до онлайн-эры. И наши игроки очень скучают по этому, конечно же. Но прошло довольно-таки много времени, и онлайн влиял, наверное, первое время, потому что сейчас все уже адаптировались. И первое время нам было трудно играть в онлайне, мы не могли показывать ту же продуктивность, что и на ланах. Со временем мы начали адаптироваться, все начали привыкать, и сейчас все-таки это уже для нас не проблема, мы играем из домов и чувствуем себя комфортно. Но в то же время у нас есть сила, которую мы не используем, потому что в ней нет необходимости, потому что она используется только на лане. То есть, по сути, так как лан-опыт, который дает тебе возможность быть более стрессоустойчивым, такая более стрессоустойчивость ланов, она есть у наших опытных игроков, то есть у Дениса, у Саши, в том числе у Кирилла есть какой-то навык, когда он питается вот этими впечатлениями, эмоциями с лан-турниров, и у него другое состояние внутри, он как бы по-другому работает мозг, немного другое мышление, больше энтузиазма. Вот, то есть он такой очень эмоциональный человек. Также, думаю, такую энергию черпает Саша. То есть это то, чего им, наверное, не хватает. И то, что они могут использовать, чего они не могут делать в онлайне. И Денис, он такой игрок, что на ланах очень хладнокровно выполняет все свои роли и в целом диктует условия сопернику. Это, наверное, то, что он может делать лучше тех, у кого этого опыта нет на ланах. То есть, возможно, это будет ключевым фактором, когда вернутся ланы против более неопытных команд. А я думаю, это зависит полностью от человека. В принципе, не знаю, с комплексом или без, скромный он, не скромный. Когда он думает, что о нем подумают другие игроки или другие люди. Вот. Кто-то может просто проигнорировать это. То есть камера сняла какой-то неудачный момент, сделали из этого мем, как было, например, в футболе, по-моему, с тренером в Германии. Кто-то может об этом переживать и думать, типа, что над ним смеются, а кто-то может понять, что это просто мелочь, и одни забыли. Поэтому все очень субъективно. Да, в принципе, для того, чтобы играть матч Best of 3, тебе не нужно все 6 карт уметь играть. Ты можешь играть 4 карты, тогда из 3 будет 2 всегда твои. Вот, поэтому Ancient, как новая карта, это хорошее добавление, потому что он разбавляет мап-пул, и игра становится интереснее для зрителей и для игроков, появляются новые идеи какие-то. Вот, поэтому это однозначно будет играть какую-то роль, но это зависит все полностью от матч-апов, то есть кто с кем сталкивается, какие команды, какая из команд играет Ancient, какая не играет, какая играла трейн до Ancient, какая не играла, насколько сильные карты другие, кроме Ancient. То есть это надо все разбирать, мне кажется, индивидуально, каждый матчап. То есть будут те матчи, в которых Ancient сыграет ключевую роль, так как команда более наиграла, а будут матчи, в которых это вообще не будет иметь значения. Например, команда пикнула, выиграла Ancient, но проиграла 2 других карты без шансов, например, потому что соперник сильнее. Вот. Но, с другой стороны, есть плюс для более, скажем так, темных лошадок на турнирах любого уровня. Для них это хороший шанс эту карту изучить и пикать ее против сильного соперника, потому что в этом случае у тебя шансы все-таки больше победить или хотя бы на какую-то борьбу навязать, чем на той карте, которая уже годами обкатана и знаний очень много у опытных сильных команд. Поэтому, да, для темных лошадок и для андердогов это хороший вариант пикать Энж.